Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit. I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. WTF is Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army? Oh, great. Because this is what we needed. Clearly, there was a gap in the market waiting to be exploited here. It's a Nazi zombie game. Yay! Again. Oh my god. What is it with Nazis and zombies of all things? I mean, I know about the whole occult thing. That's cool. That's actually fine. You know, that was something that was very nicely exploited with the Wolfenstein games. And they went a little bit nuts with that, and they went into the whole experimental technology. And whenever they do that, it's generally pretty interesting. This notion that because the World War II genre is so completely played out, that throwing a little bit of weird technology or supernatural stuff into it will make it interesting again. And in certain scenarios, they're right. However, this time around, they decided, you know what? Nazi zombies! Yeah, this has happened before, of course. There are plenty of examples of this. Probably the most ubiquitous and obvious of these would be the actual Nazi zombie mode in the Call of Duty games. Specifically, World at War was actual Nazi zombies, and then you had the not-so-Nazi zombies in the other games. So this is a standalone Sniper Elite game based on the Sniper Elite 2 engine and everything bloody else. You don't even need to see the options menu because it's exactly like the previous one. So, nothing to really see there. This is designed as a cooperative game. Sounds great. You know what I'm finding lately? Co-op is used as a cop-out. And it's like, oh, it's a co-op campaign, so we don't have to actually think about how it's designed, because you're going to have fun with friends regardless, so the gameplay can be dumb as nails or bricks or, I don't know, the comparative intelligence between nails and bricks, something that needs to be debated and further studied, I feel. But whatever the case, this is often used as an excuse. Now, there is a single-player mode. We're going to play the single-player mode, and we'll have a look at it. We might try and dip into co-op, but again, I don't really see there being a huge difference because the mechanics are identical. There aren't really a lot of ways to assist each other. So let's continue the game on the first level, which is fairly lengthy. About 25 minutes into this. I mean, having already played Sniper Elite, there's not really a lot that can actually surprise me here. Alright, so this is going to be one long-ass wave. So before this wave happens, let's set up some traps as per Sniper Elite. We're going to start with a landmine, I think. We're going to pop that right next to that. Want to take out as many as possible, utilizing the explosives that are already on the field. You can, of course, also search bodies, just like you could in the previous one. Let's get a trip mine going here. There we go. You don't really get a lot of time to set up. There we go. And did that actually set up? No, it didn't. Derp. Whatever. Not really a big deal. Let's get the sniper rifle out and start shooting zombies, which is not what I would class as especially challenging, simply because they are zombies. You know what's not challenging to shoot? Something that moves at about 1 foot a minute. It's like shooting turtles. That's not really all that tricky. Of course, the bullet cam makes its return over and over and over again. This is on medium bullet cam, by the way. There's actually a significant amount of bullet cam nonsense going on. Okay, so let's back off a second. Take a shot at him, maybe. There we go. You don't actually have to hit them in the head as much as you think that you might have to. Turns out hitting them in the kidneys, even though they don't really use the kidneys anymore, that's pretty effective. Or just generally shooting them a few times in the toe and then they'll go down. God, this is like a QTE game, or a point-and-click adventure. Click on head, zombie dies, rewarded with little cutscene, over and over and over again. Or, you know, just shoot them in the chest a few times, that works too. It's not really that difficult to take them down. Where's this gonna hit? I'm pretty sure this is not gonna hit him in the head. I hit him in the... What the hell is that, anyway? The lung? The lung! He's a bloody zombie! The hell are you hitting him in the lung? I mean, come on. Oh, jeez. I mean, I think they have somewhat missed the point, really. It's like, right, okay, we're gonna give you a sniper game. Okay, cool, sounds good. Pretty smart idea. So I'm just trying to scroll through my stuff until I actually get the trip mines. There we go. And then we'll trip mine across here, because they are inevitably gonna come in. Oh, bollocks. So, there's one other problem with this game. It thinks it's Left 4 Dead. And as a direct result, especially in the single-player mode, you can instantly die from the special zombies that pop up. So it's like, oh, you want to set a tripwire? Yeah, you probably don't want to do that, bro. That's a pretty bad idea, because one of those special zombies might suddenly pop out of nowhere and murder you. which is not so amazing. That can definitely happen. Let's find a trip mine. There we go. Just kind of halfway across. That should probably do the trick. Sweet. Put down the trip mine. See if there's anything to get on the corpses. There usually is. Conveniently, the corpses are usually littered with items that match the stuff that you currently have. Absolutely. Makes perfect sense to me. There we go. Search that. Search this. And then just start gunning people down. I say people, gun down zombies. This ceased to be interesting a long time ago. Don't think anyone actually told Rebellion this, but it's... shooting zombies is kind of dull. But it's okay, because we have a sniper rifle. It's like, well, honestly, you don't really need to use the sniper rifle. The other guns are perfectly effective, especially if you hit them in the head. I mean, you just... one shot, one shot. It's not that hard, because they're not moving that fast. So, you could snipe these guys, but it's not all that challenging, and... say, honestly, it just kind of makes sense just to use the guns, especially when you have the ammo for it. You do tend to burn out of ammo for the submachine guns quite quickly, so, you know, I guess that's one reason for it. Let's try and get out of the way of that. I'm going to get cornered here, aren't I? Oh, yeah, a trip mine. Yeah, that was a perfect idea. Just vault over walls. I have a feeling that zombies probably can't get over walls, so this seemed like a fairly solid idea. There we go. Here, you can have a grenade. Take out this guy, which... Lord knows how he manages to run around the place, but he does. He's pretty good at it. Surprisingly good at it. Okay, we can back off here and just shoot a few more. Cutscenes, great. Always a good time to actually talk about it. This is the most generic thing I've ever seen. It just really is. And it's okay, I guess, because it's for co-op, right? No, it's still not a very interesting game. It doesn't matter if it's for co-op or not. It's going to be in single player or multiplayer. Everything is more fun with friends. You can't use that as an excuse. With friends is not a game mechanic. You have to design specific game mechanics and ideas around playing with other people, which this game does not have. The only idea is, oh, well, you know, they can watch your back, and we're just going to have zombies spawn everywhere. I mean, yeah, that's a great excuse to have enemies just appear out of nowhere, I suppose. Is the fact that the actual game just spawns the monsters wherever it feels like it, which can include being behind you. So it's like, oh, it just pops out of the ground. It is the laziest thing in the world. And I guess that's okay, right? Because it's a co-op game. It isn't okay. It's not... I'm sorry, there's a reason why this kind of mode is free with games like Call of Duty, because it's a throwaway mode that's designed to while away a couple of hours. It is not designed to build an entire game around, unless you actually put in some fairly serious effort. You've got to put some effort in. You've got to make the game be designed around co-op. You want to know a game that did that? Left 4 Dead. How did that design itself around co-op? Well, yeah, it's fairly... Can I actually retrieve this? It's probably going to set it off, isn't it? Let's not do that. How do you do it? Well, you make it so that there are zombies and creatures which require you to cooperate to kill them, because if they jump on you, they disable you. I don't want to swap it for the MP40. I want this, because I've got like 300 rounds at a 70-round clip. Why would I not want to use that gun? Good lord. That's how you do it. And yet, this, obviously, I'm not seeing any of that, because I'm playing single player, but from what I've looked at other footage on this game, and I haven't seen a zombie like that either. And it's not surprising, because if they actually did that, people would just turn around and say, wow, you really ripped off Left 4 Dead here, didn't you? And as it stands, all they've really ripped off is everything. You know, this is an entirely generic game concept. Now, don't get me wrong here. One of the biggest fallacies in gaming is that you have to be original in order for your game to be good. This is not remotely true. Your game can be good without being innovative. Innovation is not actually required to make a good game. It is very easy to make a good game that is not innovative, because you just borrow previous mechanics that you already know work, and then that's how you build your game. Pretty simple, really, when you think about it, right? The problem with this game is that there are already offerings on the market that do this better, and some of them are free with other games. There are plenty of mods which do this kind of thing. And then there are games like Killing Floor, which do it ridiculously well. Or there's games like Left 4 Dead that do it ridiculously well. This 4-player co-op against hordes. I mean, horde mode is something that comes with games these days. This is an entire game built around horde mode, and yet with nothing particularly special going on with it. The shooting is not difficult. Most of this combat is taking place at particularly short distances because everything's moving really slow, aside from those annoying zombies that run at you with the hand grenades. I mean, hell, I could just take my hands off the keyboard and watch yet another splat through the head. You know, this kill cam was a nice feature of Sniper Elite 2. They've brought it back in all its gory glory for this, and you just see the same things over and over again. In fact, it's actually a more restrictive kill cam as far as I can tell, because there are only certain parts of the zombie that you can really shoot to instantly kill them, which for some reason is, I think, the lung, maybe the heart, and then the head. The lung? I mean, where the hell did that come from? Aside from that, you just open fire at them, you shoot them a few times with the toe and they'll go down for the most part, which is just totally bizarre. Everything I'm seeing about it is almost a cynical cash-in, really. Yes, it's a fun little distraction, but you know what? Fun little distractions like this used to be modes that either came with the game or... Go away. He's gonna explode, isn't he? Or they were mods for existing games. Yeah, and that was fine. You want to do a stupid zombie mode for an existing game? Cool. You don't want to charge $15 for it as an expand-alone, this standalone game. I'm going to kind of take issue with that, because I don't think it deserves to be a separate title. It's so weird that they'd even make it that way. I guess, again, they just want to appeal to people like, oh, Nazi zombies, Nazi zombies. It's a thing right now. Zombie mode in games has been a thing for a while, for whatever reason. It's one of... I suppose it happens. When a game becomes popular, what tends to happen is eventually you'll try and burn that game down to the lowest common denominator. And that common denominator when it comes to co-op as a genre appears to be zombies. It is the easiest game mode to do. Horde mode is extremely easy to implement in pretty much every game. You don't need a lot of AI, the zombies just kind of have to run at you. It becomes a duck shoot. Get a little bit of basic netcode in there, and that's it. However, the games that do it well innovate in some way. I'm about to tell you that Call of Duty innovated in some way. Holy shit, what a strange idea that is. Yeah, you're right, but it did innovate in some way. Like, Call of Duty Zombies and the way that they implement zombies is different to the way that other games did Horde modes previously. Left 4 Dead, of course, did it completely differently. It based the entire game around co-op, and it built it from the ground up around co-op. This game isn't built around co-op. You couldn't do this on Left 4 Dead, yeah? As soon as a hunter jumps on you, you're dead. You can't do single player on Left 4 Dead. It's just not designed in that way. And I'm always very, very suspicious of any game that touts itself as co-op and yet is perfectly playable in single player. Because you know what that says to me? You didn't design this game around co-op. You designed it around single player, and then you just made more zombies spawn. And then you said, it's a co-op game, guys. Ignore how unbelievably shallow and derivative this game is. Just completely throw that out of the window. Because it's co-op. Yeah, that's not special anymore. If this was a few years ago, when co-op games, we were actually having kind of a drought of those, then cool. I would have been fine with that, but that's not the case now. We do not have a drought. At all. And this is a horde mode that you're being asked to pay for. I mean, the objective is just survive the siege. Survive the siege. This has been this entire level up to this point. Like, 40 minutes of gameplay has been nothing but go to this area, then survive a wave of zombies that pop out of frickin' nowhere, then go to the next area and do exactly the same thing. Oh, you want invisible walls, by the way? Check this out. Level's completely full of them. And, ooh, skeletons. Yeah, okay. Fine. So you shoot their hearts, I guess. You know, a slightly different enemy. But it's still a zombie, let's be honest. We're not seeing anything new here. There was an opportunity to kind of go just a little bit crazy. Yeah? They really could have. They could have gone a little bit crazy with this, but they chose not to. They took the easy route, which was, let's make a zombie game, guys. Using our existing engine and AI, let's just reskin a bunch of our monsters. And people will be fine paying $15 for that. And you're right, some people probably would be. Because they're, for some reason, obsessed with this genre of game. I mean, there's people that play hundreds of hours of Call of Duty Zombies. Thousands, even. I can never actually figure that one out. But I can certainly figure out why horde-based multiplayer is popular. I mean, again, I like Killing Floor. I think Killing Floor is a really good game. Killing Floor is really well designed. But here's the thing about Killing Floor. Killing Floor is designed in such a way that, yes, you absolutely have to work as a team. You need your different classes. You need your different weapons and abilities. You need to help each other out. And overall, they made this really satisfying, if somewhat generic experience. And they had an economy in it, so you had to get cash, which actually added an entirely different dynamic to the game. You had a level up system. Here, you don't really do that. You can actually start with pretty much any weapon in the game, and they're all the original weapons from the Sniper Elite 2, by the way. So, as far as I know, there aren't any new weapons in this game at all. And then you just pick up a bunch of new weapons as you go through the level, and there's no real interest in any of the other stuff. You can set up traps with trip mines and things like that, and that's fine, but at the end of the day, you're still dealing with 50,000 bloody zombies coming at you. And you're also dealing with the fact that, as far as I can tell, everything seems to be melee. So, if you were looking forward to a little bit of cover-based shooting, you're not really going to get that. So, you're just going to kind of stay zoomed in and do this awkward sniping stuff, and now I'm trapped and dead. Yeah, gotta love that. And even the animation quality isn't that good. I think it's safe to say that this is a dumb cash-in. I don't really see any other way to describe it. It is a dumb cash. It's like, let's use our existing assets, let's revamp them in a way that should basically be a mod, and apparently it's buggy as well because it's not restarting from checkpoint and it's now completely frozen. Let's just do that, let's reskin it, let's make it a zombie game, let's have a cool little trailer that's appealing, it's like, it's kitschy, it's like, oh, there we go, finally, wow, that's a long loading time, holy crap. Bear in mind, I run my games on an SSD, by the way, so a loading time like that for a checkpoint is pretty ridiculous. Oh, Lord. There we go. Let's just throw it out there and make some extra cash. And I like Rebellion, don't get me wrong. They've made some of my favorite games. Games like Rogue Trooper, brilliant game. The original AVPs, the original Sniper Elite, awesome games. Just wonderful. This, however... This is just, there is no effort has been put into this. This is like, we can make some money because people like zombies. And you're right, they do. But you don't have to reduce yourself to that. This is not the Rebellion that I know. Don't reduce yourself to cashing in on stupid crap. I mean, come off it. You don't need to do that. Or do they? I mean, are they really in that bad a way? Because, wow, I mean, that really sucks if they are, I've got to say. Yeah. Yep, it really does suck. This is the lowest common denominator of gaming right now, especially co-op gaming. It really, really is. It's... oh, God. It really... you can't... He can't step over that little paint can there. That's wonderful. It is the lowest common denominator of co-op gaming. Is this really what you want to be paying money for? Seriously? Is this where we've gone? Is this what we're doing now with games? Please, I want no part of it. I really don't. This is just... I would not play this with friends, and if you want a game like this, go... You know, if you're already old Call of Duty, you might as well play the free version in there. Or alternatively, go and get Killing Floor. It's like, usually about $3 on every sale that happens every couple of weeks. Just get Killing Floor. It's just... It's much, much better than this. It's far more interesting. It's got more maps. It's got more developer support. It's got more interesting weapons. It's got more interesting enemies in it. It's designed from the ground up as a co-op game, whereas this is a single-player, wave-based horde mode with co-op tacked on. I don't have a lot of good things to say about this game. It is highly repetitive and not remotely interesting. They could have done better. They should have done better. This is not worthy of being a standalone product. God. It's dumb entertainment. Do you want dumb entertainment? Yeah, some of you do. I mean, hell, a couple of nights ago I watched Man with the Iron Fists. That was ridiculous. That was a dumb piece of entertainment, and I had fun with it for a couple of hours, but then again, I also didn't pay $15 for it. And the thing is, if I want to just turn my brain off, I will actually go and watch a movie. Or I'll play a brainless game that just does things better. That isn't lazy. That actually tries. This game doesn't try. Not at all. Sniper Elite, Nazi Zombie Army, ladies and gentlemen. Not exactly what you were hoping for, maybe it was. In which case, God, I don't even want to know you. $15, £9, or €11 will get you this game right now on Steam or Gamersgate, popular digital distribution platforms. If you want actual sniping action, then just get Sniper Elite 2, or the original Sniper Elite, which was a better game. This is dumb. This is really dumb. Someone said the kill cam doesn't get old. Yeah, it does. And in fact, just this entire genre is old. It has gotten horribly old. Please stop making these games. Can you? You probably won't stop making them because people keep buying them. Please stop buying these games so they stop making them. I have had it up to here with zombie games. I am done. Please no more. God. My name's been TotalBiscuit, taking a look at Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army. We'll see you next time.